Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we're going to talk about activities. We're going to learn what an activity is and take a closer look of our main activity class, Java class. Up until now we've just been walking through it, not necessarily picking it apart. So we're going to do this in this video. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and create a new project as usual. So go File, New Project, and we're going to say My Activity. We're going to leave everything the way it is. Go Next, Next, Blank Activity, and Finish. Alright, our project has been created. Let's go ahead and move this a little bit here. Okay, let's go to Main Activity, because this is what we want to talk about. So you notice here, the first thing, we have our class called Main Activity, and it's inheriting from action bar activity. We'll talk about action bars at a later time, but for now, we just want to concentrate on activity itself. So let's change this action bar here to just say activity and enter, and let's get rid of all of this because this is for action bar and we're not going to be talking about it in this. I'm going to delete this so we can actually go ahead and write all of it ourselves. Activity is what the user sees and interacts with. So in this case, a window. When we run our application, this would be an activity because this is what the user is going to be interacting with. That's all what it is. Okay? Now, when the application runs, this is what's called the main activity. The first thing that is called, in this case, is going to be our main activity and the properties, the functions to set everything up. And the first one is called the onCreate method. So the way we start creating it, we say add and then say override, and then we say public void onCreate, and then inside here we're going to pass a bundle object. We're going to call this saved instance state. We could have called whatever we wanted here. Now this bundle is a very special object because it holds all of the states of this activity. Once we're inside, the first thing we do, we call the super.onCreate method, and we pass in our saved instance state here. When we call our super.onCreate, which is the we're calling the onCreate of our activity here that we extended, we inherited properties from, we pass in the saved instance state. Perfect. And after that, we call the setContentView method, which then takes the layout that we want the users to see. So we go to layout folder, and then we're going to call activity.xml. So this is all what's happened. So the first thing that happens, it goes and calls the onCreate. It's overriding from our activity class, which we're extending from. And inside of that, we pass in a bundle class, which holds our instance states of this activity. So we can use whenever needed here. And of course, the first thing we do, we call our super onCreate method and pass in our saved instance state. And then we set up our view by calling our activity main, which is this one here. Now there's a lot of other functions we can override inside of our main activity class here. And these methods, of course, are very closely related to activity lifecycle. So if we go here somewhere and say right click and go generate and we say override methods, we'll get a lot of different methods that we can override here. Post create and all of that. We have on start, we have on restart, we have on resume, we have on post resume, we have on pause. So these are methods that we can use to fetch states of our activity. And most of these states, again, are related to the life cycle of an activity. Think of a life cycle of an activity, which we'll talk into more details later, as the cycles that activities go through when you open up the app and the window pops up where you can interact with, and then you go to a different window or different screen within the same app, what happened to that first screen. So as you go through that process within your app, there are methods you can call to do whatever you need to do as the application goes through all of those states. Alright, so in the next video we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at the life cycle of activities and its methods that we can call to control the life cycle. Alright, see you in the next video.